What's up, everyone? Coach JR here from Believe Elite Athletic Training. I am with Ryan Rodriguez.
What's going on?
And we are going
here.
to... Huh?
We're with Bane here as
Oh,
well.
yeah. Sorry. Bane's here in the side. I don't know if you can see him.
There he is.
He's being good. We're here to talk about a big topic, and I recently just learned about this topic, and I wish I learned about it when I was like 13 years old. Process over outcome. And one of the big coaches in the game right now, Nick Saban, preaches process over outcome. And I really didn't even know that until I was on a phone call with my new business mentor, business coach, whatever you want to call it. And he was like, yo, you should check out Nick Saban's book. And when you listen to Nick Saban, and I did this the other day, when he's at a press conference, all he talks about is the process. He doesn't talk about like national championships, even though he's won how many? You know, he talks about the process of getting his players to be ready. And that's like a very hard thing to coach, number one, and obviously he's a Hall of Fame coach and a legend. But when I delved into this whole idea of process over outcome and started to like really read about it and write it down and think about it, I was like, man, this is a great way to coach. Yep. And it's no surprise that his athletes are where they're at.
Yep.
Obviously, you being a golfer, I feel like you're in a unique spot with the process over outcome because you kind of control the whole process. Like a football player necessarily doesn't control it. Like football, for instance, you're pretty much forced into the weight room once your season's done with your team. And then you have spring ball if you're playing college football. You have your workouts, your high school workouts. And then when summer hits and August hits, you're with your team. You can't really like say like, oh, I'm not going to practice today.
Yeah.
With golf, obviously, it is somewhat of a team sport, but mainly individual.
Yeah.
So, and you're a process guy.
Yep.
So what do you think about that statement, process over outcome? And have you ever let the outcome affect you more than the process?
Yeah. Plenty of times.
I think everybody has.
But golf's unique in the sense that a usual round will last 5 hours out on the golf course.
Jeez.
And you spend that time, if you play well, hitting less than 72 shots. And so, therefore, like, you've got a lot of time to yourself out there.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of time to either let your mind play tricks on you or let your mind help you, get to the goal that you desire to get to, which is obviously winning the tournament. But it's kind of one of those things where, you're playing good and you start to look into the distance, make a birdie here, make a run. All of a sudden, you've just gotten out of your process. You start thinking about the outcome. It's just bad news, man.
Yeah.
It's really bad news. So staying present is huge, especially in golf. Especially like you said, I don't have teammates that are pushing me, or I don't have to go to practice every day. I sort of control my destiny.
Yeah.
It's a really big thing to sort of just stay in the process.
Now, listen, we just, we're touching upon golf because that's your bread and butter.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember being a pitcher in high school. You could be throwing 5 scoreless innings, and then all of a sudden you go to the dugout and it's like, yo, you're throwing a no-no. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about that. Like, I still got a few more innings left, and that could be you just creeped into my brain. Now you take like a track and field athlete who competes in one event, has downtime, and now they're thinking about, oh, I just crushed that event. Now I got to go do the same in this event, and they're not thinking about visualizing jumping over their hurdles, or their steps to approach their high jump, you know.
So when I first came across this, I thought, because you said like, oh, I don't want to be thinking about that. I thought having those thoughts was necessarily a bad thing. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, I don't want to get ahead of myself. And I thought I had a lot of control over sort of the thoughts that creep into my brain. And as I got older, I realized very quickly that you don't really control what comes into your brain, but you do control how you react to what comes into your brain.
Yeah.
So
Good
it's
point.
like whenever, you do any meditation, they don't tell you to stop thinking. They just tell you not to think about thinking. So when those thoughts come, just don't push them away, but don't react to them. it's kind of the same thing out on the golf course or anywhere in sports. Those thoughts are going to creep in your head.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the ninth inning throwing a no-hitter. You're going to start thinking, oh, I've got 3 batters left. Like, those thoughts will happen, but it's having that reset marker to say, okay, like, let's get back in the process. It's having a routine, right? Like, the routine is what's going to reset your mind and take you out of those future thoughts.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's spot on. It's natural to have those things come in. Yeah, everybody has them. But I think, like you said, like, your routines and your habits on a consistent basis daily throughout the week are going to help build a mindset where you are going to be more in the present. Like you said, like, when you take it inning by inning or you're on the course and you're taking it one hole at a time and you're just focusing on what's at hand right now, that's way way harder to do than I'm making it sound.
Yeah.
But right now, especially in this unique time that we have, for any younger athlete, high school, college, or even pro athlete hearing us, it's something that you could work on right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
mean, it's something as easy as, we're in quarantine right now, right? And
I think it's hard to work on right now because we're in quarantine, but...
No, I'm just saying, relating it to the coronavirus itself. A lot of people are thinking about the future. If I have a business, what's that going to be like? Am I going back to school? Am I going to be able to compete? I have a football season. Am I going to be able to play?
Yeah.
And these are stuff that are outside of your control.
Yeah.
And right now, and if you want to work on staying in the moment, you focus on what you can control. And what you can control is waking up every day and getting stuff done. And what you can control is working on your mental game, working on your physical game, your nutrition. Focus on the things that you can control and stay in the moment rather than getting out ahead of yourself.
I love that, and I'm going to wrap this up with a little challenge. All right, let's call it the control challenge.
Yeah.
So grab a sheet of paper. On one side, on the left side, put control, the word control. On the right side, can't control. And write down what you can control on the left, and then on the right, write down what you can't control. You cannot control the start of your season. You cannot control when a golf course is going to open. You can't control a lot, and when you write it down and you see that, I think you could hopefully wipe that off the list of thoughts and just get it out of your head. And then go to the left side, and like Ryan said, you can control what time you wake up, what time you go to bed, video games, Netflix, nutrition, workouts. There's a lot that you can control. So let's try to emphasize that, because the controllables are the biggest part of the process. Don't worry about the outcome. You're not controlling that right now. Go back to the process, the basics. We talked about this in a podcast recently, the simplify.
Yep.
The process is simplify. Yep. Simplify things and put emphasis on those things. A lot of this stuff gets overlooked. I know for a fact with a lot of our athletes, nutrition gets overlooked all the time. That's something I'm constantly talking about because it's such a huge component, but why are we overlooking it? Like, if I ask you, how many calories a day are you taking in?
Yep.
If your answer is, I don't know, but your goal is, I want to be shredded by summer, or I want to gain 20 pounds of muscle, you probably need to know that. Like, you can't just overlook those numbers because those numbers matter. Just like, I'm getting in this much protein every day, this many carbs, this much water. Those get overlooked, and they're essential for performance. They're essential for recovery, and they're also essential for having your brain work the right way.
And one last thing, how many of us are worrying about things that we can't control right now?
So many, because that's all you hear on social media. That's all you hear on the news. If you're listening to the news, holy shit. Try to put that on mute.
Yeah.
But you're also listening to your friends and teammates. And I would just say, control what you can control. Take our control challenge. And honestly, if you guys want to send us some DMs with the picture of your control sheet, send them over our way. Believe Elite Training on Instagram. Facebook is Believe Athletic Training. And then our YouTube channel is Believe Elite Athletic Training, And let us know what you think. Appreciate your time, and we will talk to you in the next podcast. Later.